It's Simone from PinchAPennyGardener. I've been up early this morning clearing out this flower bed and getting ourselves ready for the planting season. I already got my vegetables in, my seedlings, so I'm getting ready to plant them in by this weekend. That's my goal. So I knew I had to clear this out. So I got all the weeds out of this one. I'm going to have to lay down new dirt, but I'll tell you, it was a lot of work. I'm sweating already again. I'm in South Florida, and you know how it is. Hot, sweaty, and sticky. And I think I'm also going to go ahead and lay down another bed for it as well. I'm not going to lay it just let it be all dirt. I'm going to put a bedding in there as well. So I'm going to do that all today. I'm going to clear out this bed so like that I can get ready to plant my vegetables and we can have greens. I'm going to plant string beans. I'm planting string beans. I'm planting broccoli. I'm planting collard greens. I don't really like them, but my mother loves them, so I have to plant them. She's been asking me for them all summer. So I'm planting collard greens, and I don't know what else, but we'll see. I think I'm going to plant little Brussels sprouts as well for my daughter. She likes those. I don't like them. But now, I'm going to clean the other bed, and I wanted to show you how it looks now and how it's going to look in the end. You can see the weeds are over here, and the lemongrass needs to be thinned out a little bit. I also have my water lilies in the way back there that I need to thin out so that it doesn't continue to grow into this new flower bed. But I'm going to go ahead and clear out this flower bed so it looks just like this one that I just did. So to get started today, I'm just going to share with you a couple of tools that you probably want to have. You want to get this. This is a hole with the hole in the center. Now, this is like my saving grace because once I use this tool, all I have to do is put it under the ground and the roots. So this is a hole here with the hole in it. I got this from Lowe's, I believe. I got this one from Lowe's, and it's very handy, something that I'm going to make sure that I keep because it has saved me a lot of back injuries. You're also going to need a fork right here, because once you get done weeding, you're going to want to turn the soil. So here you need the fork as well. You need this hole in the fork, and I like to use a rake. After I get done using the hole, I rake the weeds up. So I'm going to get started. You can see I changed my shirt because I know I'm going to be sweating, and again in South Florida it is extremely hot here. I have the tools ready, and I'm getting ready to go tackle this flower bed. Okay, so the first tool we're going to start using is this hole here. I got it at Lowe's. It was $5. I searched at Walmart. I didn't see it there, but I'm sure they also have it there at Walmart. But I found it at Lowe's. It was $5. I think it's a great investment, something I'm going to take care of so that I have it in the future as I'm gardening. What you're going to do is you're going to put it in the ground directly under the roots and just push. Again, it saves a lot on your back and on your knees from having to scoop down and pick up the roots out of with your hand. If you just use this tool, it's quick, it's simple, it's easy, and you're going to love it. So again, you're going to push down on the ground and put it under the roots. As you can see, it's picking up all the weeds, and it's kind of turning the soil at the same time. So that's an added plus to using this tool. But all the weeds now are pretty much picked up here. Now I'm just going to come back now and rake up the leaves and turn the soil with the whole rake. So like that we can get done and get ready to plant. Then like I said, I'm going to go back and thin out my lemongrass bush and cut back on the water lilies. Okay, so I've pretty much thinned out this lemongrass bush as much as I'm going to thin it out for over here. I just want to share with you a few things. Is all of these, I never waste anything. So when you see me pulling out the lemongrass, I've shared with you before how to harvest the lemongrass. So I just went ahead and did it for you quickly so you can see. But again, I'm going to remind you that all the lemongrass here, like I'm going to cut this part here, use this for eating. It gives a nice Asian flavor to your food. And then I'm also going to use this part right here to make tea. Some of them that are small, like these, I don't use for the seasoning. What I do is I make the lemongrass oil out of these. So this part here, I will make it because it's thin, and I'll use it to make the lemongrass oil and even include the leaves. Also, as you can see, I pulled, and when I pulled, there was a nice root structure on this one. So because I had a great root structure on this, I'm going to plant this somewhere else in my garden, so like that it can grow and I can have another lemongrass plant. So I never waste anything. I try to use everything in my garden, so like that it can continue to grow and I continue to be able to share everything for you. I'm getting ready to cut back these water lilies that I've grown over to this flower bed here. So I'm getting ready to cut it back, but I just want to share with you this interesting story on how I got the water lilies. It so happened that I was on vacation, and on the ocean I saw this plant grows just wild on the ocean that we went to. And it has a very pretty flower. I had no idea if it was going to root or anything like that, but I ended up taking a piece with me back. And I took it back with me, and it so happened that it did root just a little piece like this. I just broke it off. I put a paper towel on top of it to keep it moist until we got back from our vacation. I kept it in the water until I left, and then I brought it back here. It so happens that an area here in my garden floods. So when this rooted and it rooted, I was like, wow, maybe I can plant it here in this section where it overfloods. And it did. I planted it here in the ground, and again, it seemed to give a natural habitat to what it was used to. So now my water lilies is, as you can see, taken over this whole section of the garden. So this whole section of the garden is primarily dedicated to the water lilies. And I'm going to go inside here now and clean this up, cut it back, and I'm going to save the pieces because I know that I can transplant this easily. All I have to do is let it get root, and I can plant it someplace else in my garden. I may even put it in my front yard a little bit because it does give it a really nice flower. And it's a great ground covering as well. So I'm going to cut this up, and I'll get back to you when I get done. I do need to mention though, when you're cutting the water lilies, you want to make sure that you cut here on the knobs, because you see here is where the root structure is. So when you're cutting back on the foliage, especially the water lilies, you want to cut where the roots are right here, because if not, then you're just cutting the plant and you're not going to be able to transplant the plant anyplace else. And I'm telling you, here in South Florida, this plant, I just had to take this and lay it on the ground as it is, put water on top of it, and it is going to start to re-root and gain structure again, and the flower is going to come all over the place again. So I just wanted to share with you that make sure that when you're cutting, always cut on the knob here where the root structure is, so like that you have roots and you can go ahead and replant this plant easy. So this has a structure here and this one does. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it right here. And then I'm going to cut it on the other side right here as well. And you're going to see right here, I can just plant this in the ground and it'll start growing again. Okay, so the last part in clearing out the rest of this flower bed is what I consider the heave ho. So I have a pile of dirt here, and I still have some weeds that are left over in this pile, but all I need to do to get rid of it is a shovel and my handy bucket. So all I'm going to do is scoop up the dirt, pick up the weeds and the dirt at the same time, and remove all of that so that the surface of the flower bed is nice and clean and clear. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the whole rake to just turn the soil. So that'll be the end of the project of cleaning out this flower bed. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of seeing me work and sweat here in South Florida because of this hot and humidity. Good thing about it is I didn't get bit by a lot of mosquitoes today, so I'm really glad about that. But I hope you learn now how to go ahead and clean your fallow bed and see that it is work, but in the end it's going to be worth the reward, because you're going to plant your vegetables here and you're going to watch them grow and you're going to know, man, I did part of that. So thanks again for joining me here at PinchAPennyGardener, and I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe below. So at the end of the day at PinchAPennyGardener, I like to wind down, since I'm a true believer in music therapy. I like to always wind down with the song.
Come down to the Sunshine State. We got flowers and veggies aplenty. We'll teach you how to pinch a penny. I'm talking about PinchAPennyGardener. Yeah, PinchAPennyGardener. We'll teach you all you need to know. Don't forget to subscribe and like the show.